What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Savage Land. Welcome to another episode of Soapbox. And pretty much it's my commentary show where I just run my mouth of things I saw this week, topics that were on my mind, and basically just trying to discuss and go over you guys just things related around the toy industry, pop culture at that. This week we have G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. We also have a hot topic, weekly pickups, which is clearance heavy. And also we got a little bit of community for you. Alright, so this week on community, we're going to be talking about finishing up with the Giant Man. Of course, everybody knows it's gotten funded. And we'll also talk a little bit about the Ghostbusters Hat Lab. Not a lot, because I don't know too much about it, but I will tell you about it. So basically with Giant Man, made its goal, surpassed the 10,000 early on the 23rd of October. I believe that's the day it ended, this past Monday. And it's sitting at 13,889. Okay, so it got the first goal at 12, I believe, for the zombie head or face sculpt. And of course, it got its initial fund, which was just the Giant Man with the antennas, and and it also threw in the eyes that you can place in to look either way, up, down, or side to side, I believe. So that's good, and I'm happy for everybody who got it funded. I had to pull out because I just didn't have the 200 to throw. I don't care what amount it could have been 150. I just didn't have it, so I had to pull out. So if anybody's selling one next year, I'll be looking if it's close to the price they initially came out for, 250, 300. I'll snag it. But everybody's asking, are they gonna throw in the scroll head for 14? It didn't make it. It was so what? It was maybe like 13 people, 13,889. No, it was about 100 and so people short. I don't think they should throw it in. You had 45 days or however long to back this project. That's what it's all about. And it's not about I'm taking sides for either or. It's really about sticking to the script, because this project even had a little backlash to it. Plenty of time to make that decision as far as backlash instead of this last day. Now, the last day could have been international coming in throughout the day, and that's what we were seeing, but everybody had plenty of time. There's no excuse. If it didn't make it, it didn't make it. I wouldn't be mad at Hasbro because they didn't throw that in. We specifically gave you the guidelines, and this is what it is. You can argue and bicker all day, but if this falls on the people who actually wanted it, you know. Maybe a little bit more people in the early part would show a little bit more encouragement. You could have got that, because that's what I would really have been going for. I like the zombie head too, but the scroll head it looked magnificent to me, to be quite honest with you. And I'll be honest with you, they should have switched it around, but they didn't. That scroll head should have been first before that zombie head. I mean, what are you losing on that? At least you know you definitely get your 12. But it fell into a situation where they fell short, and at least the Giant Man got backed. I commented on Loud's figure file saying it would be a crying shame if it didn't, because it's an essential part. Speaking on HasLabs, a lot of people don't know about certain characters. A lot of people are not tied to Giant Man, but a person like me, I'm not really tied to Giant Man, but I'm more tied to him than Living Tribunal. Okay, which if that became a HasLab, okay, I mean, I'm cool with it, but I'm not tied to that at all. I would care less, to be quite honest with you. So, but this Giant Man, this is a forefather here. You know what I'm saying? He's essential in a Marvel collection, whether you feeling it or not, man. And I thought it was a great project. Far as money, whether it should be 150 or 200 or 250, that part really doesn't care. I never really cared about. If something's way too much for me to buy, then I'm not buying it. But if I feel like I'm gonna spend something on something that's gonna bring me joy for an amount of time, then hey, I'm all for it, man. That's my discretion, to be quite honest with you. But I'm glad it got funded. Let's give a round of applause for that. So I'm happy for everybody who got that, man. It looks like it's pretty dope, man. Sometimes I'm a real big sucker for playing figures, and that right there is right in the pocket. I mean, is it 100% perfect? No, but it looks good to me. All right, and then the second HasLab I want to talk about is this Ghostbusters 2 in the box. I believe it's EKE meter and the little ghost trap that they throw down. That's almost $300, $299. Now this Hasbro 1027 event yesterday wasn't like where you can just see it openly. I mean, it was kind of like almost like a secret event, man. Like, but I caught it through a thread. I've been looking at it through Instagram pictures, and I didn't see this at all yesterday. I just actually seen it a couple of minutes ago. But this project is $299. It's a prop project, and it's almost funded. It's like 10,000 backers needed, and it's got like 7,900 people who want this, man. I did not know, but that Ghostbuster team is strong. The last one, the plasma pack. I mean, whatever it is, the gun they shoot. And I grew up on Ghostbusters, love Ghostbusters. Fanatical fan? No, but it's essential. But that funded within a day, like $500. Like this Ghostbusters thing is something strong, man, as far as the cosplay, I guess. But I want to apologize because I put up a short yesterday with Captain Britain's or Shield, old girl Sharon Carter. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say I was reaching on it, but I was just trying to show the space and price, and it can flip both ways. I put a short up, said, hey, this is what your HasLab will do. That shield, like Captain America, is sitting on Target shelf for like 150. It's been sitting there for months. Nobody's touched it. So far as a big item that takes up a lot of space, with HasLab, you can direct that to a certain crowd. Will they want it or not? Like with Star Wars, that lightsaber, Reva's lightsaber, that didn't do no good. You know what I'm saying? For it's overpriced. But still, this $300 for this, I don't care nothing about this Ghostbuster thing, and I wouldn't pay for it. But there's people out there that will. So I think HasLab is a good way to concentrate that over to somebody who will. I know this setup is more than that shield, but to me it's in the same realm because it's props, it's oversized objects. Like, do people want this or not? To be honest with you, they should put that on a shelf, this Ghostbuster thing, and put that shield. It ain't even Hasworth. If it is, it would be metal. You know what I'm saying? Like, juice that up. Be honest with you, that's the only way I could see it, that being a HasLab, like a prop project. If it was metal, and what else can you do with it? I mean, what besides throw it? I mean, you have to have skill to make it come back to you, I guess. But it's just a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing with these HasLabs, man. But the people will speak with their wallets. The people will speak on what they really want, and this is a perfect situation, HasLab, that I don't care anything about. I'm really not knocking anybody who wants this. I grew up on Ghostbusters. It's nostalgia to me, but I could care less about it. But there's 7,000 people within a span of 24 hours that was like, give me that. And it's probably going to reach its goal probably by the end of this week, if not today or the next couple of days, moving like that at 7,000, man. So very, very interesting thing with these HasLabs here, man. I'm all for them, whether you want them or not, or whether you support them or not, because it's a situation. I'm not forced to get this, and you can say like, oh, I'm being kind of pushed into, okay, you either get it here or not. And I'm the type of individuals, like, I can choose or not and not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the situation. Because one, it shouldn't really be that serious of a situation. So that's why I really don't care. And two, man, life goes on. I have plenty of action figures. Every time I shoot this show, I get the chance to gaze at them while I'm talking to y'all. That's why my eyes go off sometimes, because I'm looking at plenty of stuff that I got, man. But kudos to the Ghostbusters team. I'll be honest with you, they're stronger than the G.I. Joe team, because they're more smaller. There's more of a smaller than G.I. Joe, and they always make things happen on their end, even though they don't even really have a figure line. When the last time you seen a Ghostbusters besides that last movie about 2 years ago? So they definitely, they just come out of the woodworks when it's time to. And congratulations to on the Marvel team, the Marvel side, man, for getting this giant man pushed through, man, because I thought it was great. I thought it was essential to Marvel Legends. I thought it's a nice piece. If you don't have shelf room, make shelf room. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. And there's 13,889 people with some cancellations that think they can. All right, now it's time for another episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe. Yo, Joe. On this week of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, we have two topics, basically. There's really nothing else to talk about, especially after last night's event, 10/27. 1027 Brick Squad, Hasbro, showing off the His Tank, and also putting up for pre-order the Vamp with Clutch. So let's go over the first thing. The His Tank looks great. I guess once they start doing that where they show an unboxing, they are ready to pretty much release. So I'm thinking, she said end of fall, pretty much November. We're gonna be looking out through the month of November, maybe mid to end November of those tanks shipping out. Looks pretty good to me. I've seen it several times over. I'm happy with the product. I'm happy with what was offered. I'm happy that I backed what I have laughed at and seen. Just like it was a kid. Like, people don't understand. Like, all the HasLabs that have went through, there was a campaign against them. From Sentinel, even though everybody praises it now, I guess the knee issue, but for the most part, people like the figure, but for the most part, it gets praised. And that had a pushback on it. Galactus definitely had a pushback at $400. Also, this His Tank, Big Nerdy had to come on and say, hey, look, man, this is a value right here. You should want to get this. You know what I'm saying? But the value's in the eye of the collector, man. And at the end of the day, for me, what was that thing? It was $300. Yep. And then, you know, out the door, pretty much $330, somewhere around there. I brought 3 of them myself. I had the money to do it then, and now guess what? I'm glad I did it, because there's a lot of people out here who's like, man, I didn't back this thing, go blase, because you caught up in the hype. You really need to listen to yourself and be like, hey, is this thing truly really worth it to me? Whether I paid $300 for it or $3,000. Now, is it worth $3,000? My eyes, fuck no. But $300, yes. So I jumped on it, man. And at the time, I wanted 1 minimum card, 1 for myself, and I was gonna put 1 back out there. And right now, I know I could do it, but I think I'm gonna keep 2. And with the second batch of figures, because I'm gonna open up 1 batch. Second batch of figures, I'm gonna let them go, and then of course I have my own personal minimum card tank, and just to have in my archives of figures that I really keep on like that. But I like it. I like it. I'm trying to think of anything else that I did not see that I've seen already. You've pretty much seen it. The paint on it looks good. It's black. They said it has some more graphics in it that you can see close up, being that it's just a dark paint on a dark paint, which is pretty good. I've kind of seen it, the hashes and stuff in there, and they didn't show the lights working on it, but you know, that's something I'll see once it gets here, because I've seen the lights working on it before. But yeah, man, what a great offering, man. Hey, a round of applause for anybody who backed the His Tank. A round of applause for you, because you went against a lot of backlash around that time. Just other little tanks being shown off, which is cool. Far as a cheaper tank or somebody found a substitute, that is fine. But at the end of the day, I will not let anybody fool me out if wanting a His Tank. Okay, all right. I want Nikes, not Psyches. All right. Now I might have Nikes and some Psyches over here I go beat the block with, but I need my Nikes, dude. Put them right there. All right. So then that was the situation with me, man. So I hope all enjoy. I think the His Tank will be shipping, like I said, mid to end November. Hell, the way they've been going, it might turn around and start shipping them as soon as November 1st come. But it seems like they're ready. They're ready to roll. And we will see soon. All right, let's get into Clutch and the Vamp was showed on the 1027 event yesterday, which is Hasbro as Dress, little premium Pulse event. I didn't see the footage till later on. It wasn't something like a Hasbro Pulse where it went up at the same time and everybody's seen it. Somebody had to put a thread up on YouTube or whatnot. I believe they did, but it was hours later. But the Clutch and Vamp, I'm just gonna say this out the rip. I believe the Vanguard is a great looking vehicle. The price is still good too for that, you know, for what you're gonna the interchangeable and all the stuff you're gonna get on it. But when I seen the Vamp, I had no desire or no adoration to even go buy the Vanguard anymore, to be honest with you. And the reason why is because the Vamp is a mid-sized vehicle and it's serving my needs that I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, can fit Joe's in there, 2 in the front, and I think 1 in the back with the gunner. and it's got suspension, it's got tires, it's got the basic shit that I need for it, and it's in the brand that I collect mostly. So to be honest with you, with that Vanguard, Valve has always done good flanking moves where they get in front of G.I. Joe. As long as that thing has been being announced, I thought he would make a move to go ahead and get his own out there first so people can jump on it, which I believe people are still going to because they have a cult following. But that would have helped out. But like, far as a person like me, like, I'll get the Vanguard, but it's not on my top list no more. It's kind of fell considerably down because of timing. And this Vamp is right there where it needs to be, man. And I forgot, my man named Kevin, he commented on my post, and I said I believe it's gonna be under $100. And on some posts I even really threw it out there. We really went all out and said $79.99 because they've been surprising people lately with the pricing. But he said nope, I think you're wrong, it's gonna be $130. Now when they first revealed this vehicle, I thought it would be $130 around there, but then I started really thinking about it, and I knew it would be $100 or less. And you owe me $5, fam. You know what I'm saying? But it's $99.99, so $100. Basically a penny off. But if I was a betting man, that's how you bet right there. People don't understand like the odds of betting, like points, like that point of a point probably maybe won you like 5,000 and shit. You know, on some crazy, because it's under 100 and it fell in a margin, yo. So but nah, good fun. But let's get into the Vamp. I think it's a great looking vehicle. Like I said, you put it together, you have to pop the tires on. It has a suspension on it, so when you put weight on it, it will bounce and roll. It has a lot of add-on pieces, like you can add the fire extinguisher, you can add the guards on the rail, so you can hold on and they can swing because of bigger characters. Somebody like Roadblock, they said, might have bigger arms, might need to go out like this. What else you can add on there to it? Of course, you can add the guns on. It has a twin 50 cal belt fed that goes onto the top of I wouldn't say the turret, but just up there so you can spin around. And what else? Oh, you can add the lights on also too. With this, you can knock down the window in the front. You can flatten out the window. So it's a real Baja Desert, out in the wild type of vehicle, man. And it fits and it serves the purpose. It's nothing too fancy or crazy. Really kind of hollowed out. It has a little bit more features than necessary, say just a normal car. Like, hey, here's a car, just period, in 1/12 scale, and boom. All right, we're gonna put that out for sale. And I'm not even trying to like relate this in as far as like that Bratz car, but that is a car, just a car for a doll to sit in. Boom, that is out for retail sale. That's $30-$40. Now you get a figure with this vehicle. So Clutch, let's say he's 25, so that vehicle is really about $75. So for the extra $25-$30, you get those extra little pieces, little intricate pieces, almost as if it was on not necessarily, I wouldn't even say put it close to HasLab status, but it's a little bit more inner workings than your basic car mold. So yes, for that truck to be around 75, I can see that. And it has suspension like a normal car wouldn't have, like that suspension in it. Just little added features, which is not much, but is a lot, really, at the end of the day. So at $100, I think that price is fair for that. Now, as far as Clutch, he looks good. He falls into the area of G.I. Joe being cartoony and really cartoony and really are those really words? But his face looks a little bit more cartoony. I'll tell you whose faces are cartoony in this line. I thought Shipwreck face is cartoony. Grunt face looks cartoony. Who else had a real cartoony like looking face? But they look good though. They don't look bad. But then you fall into the other side of G.I. Joe, which you have my man Major Blood. I'm trying to think of my other guy who shoots the rockets that we just got a rocket pack. He has a real looking face. Rock and Roll has a real looking face. But then there's other Joes that look a little bit more like they've been drawn, but they look good. They almost kind of like in two different styles, and that's what Clutch looks like here. But as far as overall, he looks good. Nice green brown deco. his helmet this time with the Steel Brigade is not a pop-on head. It's actually a soft helmet you can put over. They said 99% of Joe's, so it's very interchangeable. So if you buy 2 of these things, you can. He also has a regular helmet he can put on too, like rock and roll. You can have one with just his regular head, one with the helmet on. Now you have 2 more regular helmets that you can put on somebody else, and this helmet looks like a Ninja Turtle or something. It has a growl on the side, so it's pretty cool. It almost kind of gives me Fortnite vibes. That's what he kind of gives me, Fortnite vibes, just the way he looks, as far as his coloring and stuff, man. But Fortnite is not a bad line. I'm about to say I do know he is better than a Fortnite figure, but Fortnite wasn't a bad line to compare somebody off to, though. But far as his weapons, he has pretty much like a tool belt, and I don't know if he has a knife or small gun, I forgot, but you should be able to see it in the pictures up there. But pretty decent looking figure. This Vamp should be out, and I believe they said May, but let's look forward to probably be out February, March. It's because they already have. It's not even a prototype. This is the packaging. You know what I'm saying? What they're gonna sell it in. So he's waiting. So he will be out early, just like everybody else. I'm almost kind of predicting that, because that's the way they've been rolling. And you know what? Quick update on the weekly pickups. It's later on in the day. I had to make a run. I just got my truck back, baby, and really had to go up there and get to AutoZone and get some diesel treatment off Rayford Road, and swung by my GameStop. I actually became a member last week, and I seen this blade in there the other day. I also picked up this blade. Been itching for a new blade. I hate on this the plastic coat, which I hope is pliable enough. I seen one of my Instagram homies posing this up that looked pretty good, but I just hate that constant I hate that, yo. Like, they could have gave him a solemn head, man, a solemn look on that. And then look, I paid for figures full price. Finally paid $24 for a grunt. I've been itching to get another grunt. Now I will probably wait. Maybe they'll drop down. Not like this Ollie's thing that I report on a lot, but on Amazon, maybe later on this year around Christmas time, he'll drop down to 17. Maybe I'll pick up another one, but I've been itching to get another one. So that's an update. So that's all of the weekly pickups. This caps it off. Blade, my man Grunt. All right, this week's hot topic is a situation I was going to talk about last week, but we're going to run it back this week. And that's people complaining about clearance. Okay, when the people complaining about clearance is talking about customers waiting till items go on clearance. And I wouldn't blame the customer in this situation. Everybody's always screaming, hey Hasbro, hey Hasbro, do you love us? Hey Hasbro, how about a price drop and all of that? I don't really do that. I look at Hasbro, if they're making a mistake business-wise, I believe they're going to shoot themselves in the foot later on, which is basically what's going on here. That's basically why you had the Ollie situation, the Ross situation, and any other situation where it's getting to a clearance house because they, one, overproduced, which is not a bad thing, but hey, that was on them to overproduce. And for one, when you overproduce, you made all of them like $30 a piece and crazy stuff like those Power Ranger figures at $27, even though those are great figures, but still, they're still $22 figures, man. $20 figures, really. And you did that to yourself. So what happened? Stuff set on the shelves, and that's really was a protest. And not even a forced protest. Like, hey man, I'm not buying that shit, man, at $30. That's what I said about the putties, the Cobra Kai putties. I'm like, I brought one, and that was just because I really wanted it. And to kind of put it on the channel, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I like this figure, but the way I really wanted to buy it, like mass produce, like 2 or 3 of them, I wasn't getting it for that. I knew it was gonna go on sale, and them things set up there, and everybody is not like me. They don't, at one, they don't have a YouTube show, and for the other, they're like, nah, you know, I'm gonna pass on that. You know, at least I would have bought one, but there's some people, I'm not buying none of that shit. And that's what happened. Even when them putties got down to $8, people still really didn't buy them like that, man. So, and a lot of other figures in this situation is going on like that, and with a lot of other lines too. Mostly Hasbro because they the big boys. But so clearance was basically caused by themselves, and they learn from that. Will it cause for them when it's come time to produce more in the future to slack up? Yes, but then hey, whoever really wants that figure, you better jump on it and get it. That is really the toy industry. It happened like this 2 or 3 years ago. I haven't seen a major clearance like this since 2 years. So hey, eat up and enjoy, because it won't last forever. Like I said, there will always be clearance out there. Something will always be clearance, but at this massive amount through this many toy lines. I've brought 2, 3, 4, 5 different toy lines. Maybe I know more, and they're all cleared out. You know, good figures in every last one of them, from Fortnite to Motu to G.I. Joe to Marvel Legends. Okay, who else? What Ghostbusters, whatever figure. All good toys, and they all been clearanced out. So people complain about clearance. You just really catching headlines, man, to be honest with you. Even somebody looked at, I guess, the headline for my Ollie's video and said, if people keep, I can't wait till this line goes out so broke people will stop buying. And I'm like, well, because this thing is on clearance, it's not our fault. Okay, hey, and being on clearance, somebody broke should be able to afford it then. So, but it's really just clout, trolls, who are really saying that. Because if you really know the game like I know, you know this wasn't caused by customers, even though it was caused by customers. But it's a cause and reaction. The cause was Hasbro, Mattel, and all the other toy lines were charging too much for certain items, and the backlash was people wasn't picking them up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get a group of people together to vote with their wallet. They just don't want it. And you overproduced a lot of stuff too. So we reaping the benefits of it now, and I just tell anybody who listens to me, reap the benefits of it, because you know, if you've been watching, following toys, ain't been no mass just sales like this, man, in 2 years. But that's the hot topic, man. Really not too much. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of action figures. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Check into my Instagram, link up with me at Geppetto910. And with that being said, until the next time, God bless.